p.m. on June 15th, 2023, the Claremont County Sheriff's Office would receive 2 harrowing 911 calls in relation to an incident that had just taken place on the 1900 block of Laurel-Lindale Road in Monroe Township, Ohio. Monroe Township, home to roughly 20,000 people, is said to be one of the safer towns in the United States. The crime rate is relatively low when put into perspective. And although this fact still remains true, the events that unfolded on that afternoon on June 15th are disturbing.
911, where's your emergency?
There's a girl running down the street saying that her stepfather is killing everyone in her family. It's on the corner of where there's a body shop and the fire department. Do you know what road this is?
Okay, what's your name?
Get into the fire department.
What's your name?
The fuck?
Do you know what road this is? Laura-Lindale Road.
You said what?
It's Laura-Lindale Road.
Okay, and what did the female say to you?
And she says that her stepfather is killing everybody in her house.
What do you mean?
I did. I'm on the phone with them right now.
Did she say how or what was happening?
I asked her to get in the car with me, and she said she couldn't leave her family. But I think she ran to the fire department.
Bro, why?
So she went to the fire station. What did she look like?
Why?
She's probably a young teenager, probably like 16 maybe, with long blonde hair. And she has a black dog.
Did she say anything about a baby?
Why?
I don't know about no baby. What? She said she just couldn't leave her family. But I see a car running around. I'm sorry?
Do you see anything from the house?
So I drove down the road a little bit, so I was afraid that I was going to get shot myself since I interacted with her face to face. So I'm just about maybe 3 houses down. But she's waiting at the corner. I don't know what she's doing, but I kind of still see her in the corner. But I saw a car kind of came around and whipped around, so I'm not exactly sure if that's him or if he's chasing her or not. I'm sorry?
What kind of vehicle was it?
I saw it was like a gray. Did you see that car whip around? It's one of the fire department guys.
Okay.
I think maybe a fire department guy. It was a regular kind of Focus-looking gray car.
Okay, we have help on the way. Thank you so
Dark
much.
gray.
With reports coming in that multiple children were potentially dead, scattered around a property after being shot in broad daylight in front of neighbors, police had to rush to the scene to try and save who they could, if they could, and to hopefully make an arrest.
Why does this shit only happen in... What the fuck? What? He shoots children. Why? What's the point? What do you gain from doing this shit? What do you get? That's all they get by the school shootings. What do you get actually gain from shooting kids?
Them that the male shot the entire family.
Who?
7137.
You say the dad shot the whole entire family. You taking a fucking piss.
Where's he at?
Here. He's the shooter's still on the porch.
Get him right here. You got him on the porch.
We've asked, that's the last place we've been told.
You show me your hands now! Stand up and walk towards us! Stand up now! Walk towards us! Stand up with your hands up!
We know we got a visual in the mail. Not showing his hands, not following commands.
Stand up now!
Not showing hands or following commands. His name is Chad Dorman. Dorman.
I know, but we can't.
If people need first aid and he's not complying, you know he's a shooter, shoot him.
We gotta find cover first. We ain't no good if we ain't safe ourselves. Hey, no. We need to come from this side where we can see them. Don't take cover behind her. We see him.
Why can't you just run towards me? This man,
We're going to approach from this side. We got cover. Get your hands up. Fuck up!
Oh shit, has the gun right next to him. How's he sitting like that? The gun right next to him.
Get your hands up. 72. Tell him we're 21. It's in the air.
Those guys can confirm that there's people that need first aid, and that's the shooter who's not complying. They need to take care of the
I got it.
victims. They have to shoot him and shoot him.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm completely sober. Never did drugs a day
63,
in my
we're
life.
21. Get the EMS
Is that
over
someone
here.
on the floor?
I did drugs with a clip, but I don't do drugs
That's
now.
someone on the floor.
I'm sober. I'm not trying to fight you.
That's someone on the fucking floor.
Gatlin,
63.
get your butt inside. Gatlin, get your butt inside.
What the fuck?
We on primary?
Now.
29, we got 3 main.
There's someone else down there on the floor.
down 16.
Gatlin.
63, we're 21. Have
Oh,
EMS respond over here.
You're clear, they're being advised.
Look, there's someone down there on the floor. What the fuck?
Robert 34, just start a mass custody response.
63, do you want them to respond to the Laurel
guy's
Lindale
mad,
address?
bro.
Where exactly do you need them?
We're right in the front yard.
This guy is mad.
What are you doing, man?
Hey, pretty copy.
Why?
Can I roll over? I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody.
You got anything
Who's
on
gonna
you?
hurt nobody,
I
you
ain't got
fucking
nothing, man.
bitch?
That's it.
The fuck?
I ain't mad. I ain't nothing. Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him. He won't bite you.
Kills
What's going on,
three
man?
fucking
Nothing.
kids,
Can
bro.
I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable.
I'm gonna
I
get
ain't
you
gonna
here
do
in a
nothing. I ain't running
second.
away. You can do whatever you
like
want.
this guy's a sicko, bro. You can hear the wife screaming and crying. This guy's a fucking sicko. What the fuck? And you're so normal about it. You just murdered your 3 children. You wear
Here.
them.
You the only one else inside the house?
What?
You the only one else inside the house? Sit down
No,
right
it's
here.
not. Your wife
My
was.
daughter, she ran over to the fire department.
Sit down.
It's my stepdaughter.
Put him in the
Oh,
cage.
a stepdaughter. So are you the actual dad?
This is real.
Is he the actual dad?
When police arrived at the scene, they were met with a bloodbath.
Oh,
3
no.
children, 7-year-old Clayton, 4-year-old Hunter, and 3-year-old Chase, were scattered across a huge scene which included within the property itself, in the front garden, and on a field. They all appeared to be deceased.
Fucking
The suspect,
hell, bro.
32-year-old Chad Doerman, the boy's father, was a stone's throw away from one of the bodies. He was sitting with his head down on the
Bro,
porch.
why?
While one officer put Chad in handcuffs, the other rushed over to that boy in the front garden and started to perform life-saving measures until Monroe Fire EMS arrived. They would turn up moments later. Efforts would fail though, and all 3 would sadly succumb to their injuries.
hell,
They were
just killed all
pronounced
your
dead at
children
the
like
scene.
that. Why?
Emergency services also located the boy's mother,
the devil,
Chad's
bro.
partner, a 34-year-old woman who hasn't been named currently in the media. She was located just outside of the residence, more than likely just after the body cam footage ends, suffering with a gunshot wound to her hand. She would be transported to the University Hospital of Cincinnati and was released a short while later after suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. As this story is so fresh, details change as time goes on. The events become more clearer. Initial reports had claimed that Chad had lined all 3 boys up and executed them one by one
what
in the
the
front
hell?
garden. One of the boys was
Your
said to have made an
sons.
escape to a field nearby, but was dragged back before being murdered in cold blood. New reports, however, give an updated timeline. According to these reports, everyone had been present inside of the property. It was here Chad allegedly equipped his firearm and shot 4-year-old Hunter twice in his head, rendering
What the
him dead on the
fuck?
spot. From here, 3
shot his-
actions take place. 1. The female
What?
teen makes a run for it and alerts neighbors to call 911. 2. 7-year-old Clayton makes a run for it into a nearby field
He
just
shot
by
his
his
son
home.
in the head.
3. The boy's
What?
mother scoops 3-year-old Chase up and puts her own body on the line, acting as a shield. It isn't clear if the female teen was a target, but as you know, she managed to flee from the scene unharmed. The same can't be said for Clayton though. You see, those initial reports were partly
This guy's
right. He
messed
did
up,
manage to run away. He got as far as the field near his home, but as he was running, Chad allegedly fired from range and Clayton was gunned down from behind. Chad then walked up to Clayton, stood over his body and shot him in the head. With 2 boys down, it was time to make his final kill, 3-year-old Chase. Chad was said to have walked back to the property and instantly
God will punish him.
For mother
He
and
would
son.
die.
To no surprise,
Fuck that. He would die in prison. He's going to get fucked up. He would die in prison. God will punish him. Are you crazy? You gunned down your child. Shot him in the head. You shot 2 of your sons in the head. You would die. You would die. God will strike you down. You would die. Prick.
Located
What a
fairly
bastard.
quickly. Reports say that Chad quite literally ripped Chase from his mother's arms and put a bullet into his head.
What the
Chad's
fuck?
partner had received that gunshot wound as she still tried her hardest to protect her son. A week on from the incident and the public are still wondering why. Why did Chad allegedly murder his 3 young boys in cold blood? Well, at this moment in time, we only have a small portion of the probable cause affidavit that states the following. Defendant transported to the sheriff's office for further investigation. Defendant confessed to planning and carrying out the deaths of the victims involved for several months. And that's quite literally all we have to go off so far because the full affidavit hasn't been released. Even when it does, we still may not have any definite answers. That might be the only key information we ever receive. Will that be the case? Probably not, because if he's telling the truth in what he's saying, then he more than likely would have gave police more in-depth details about his motive. With such a heinous crime taking place, some may come to the conclusion that police had made many visits to the property or that Chad was on police radar. Well, believe it or not, Chad wasn't some kind of hardened criminal, although he does have a few traffic-related offences on his criminal record. Nothing too serious. There was an incident that had taken place a few years back where he was said to have allegedly strangled his own father, but the judge later dismissed the case. His own father would come out to say that the whole situation was a misunderstanding. That isn't to say Chad wasn't a violent person,
bro.
though.
This is weird as shit.
Dude was an asshole.
Richard Kincannon tells me Chad Dorman had a temper. He told me he witnessed him often treating his wife and kids poorly.
You felt like he was just angry, generally speaking.
He was every day. Heard him. There wasn't a day he didn't yell at his wife and kids out there.
What would he yell?
All kinds of shit. He was just angry, yelling at her all the time, treating her like I still see the babies sitting in the yard, laying in the yard. One was right there by the tree, right by the road, not even 20 feet from the road right there. This is where that dude laid him. Laid the one up there right beside that silver truck. To the left of the tire, about 5 foot.
I don't get it, bro.
That's all I see every time I come out.
What's the need of doing that shit, though?
After his confession, police would go on to charge Chad in relation to the incident. The most recent charges are as follows: 9 counts of aggravated murder, 8 counts of kidnapping, and 4 counts of felonious assault, all to which he has recently pled not guilty to.
Murdered his children over what? Oh, nerd.
State of Arkansas, Chad Dorman, 2023 CRA 1975.
Better give him the fucking death penalty. You shouldn't have spent no time in jail to give that nigga the death penalty. The hell? Don't murders our children over dumb shit, bro. It's weird as fuck.
The state of Ohio. Mr. Count Esteban, go ahead, sir. Esteban, Your Honor, he is 32 years.
No remorse for this prick. You know what he's doing.
He indicates that his relatives, Gloria Dorman, Todd Frost, and Keith Dorman, may act as co-signers for him. At this time, Your Honor, we would submit to the court that a bond of $75,000 with order conditions.
He's gonna get his ass beat in jail.
Thank you, Mr.
Better not draw that fucking soap. You know, I was gonna get bum raped.
State, at this point, I'm going to let Mr. Gast handle
Oh, it's gonna be shivering, bro. He's gonna get destroyed in the showers.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning. Judge, we've got law enforcement with us here today. Our office has been involved. Lots of people around have been involved with law enforcement throughout yesterday afternoon and evening, all the way through this morning. And the facts I have for you at this point are as follows. The trauma that this man has inflicted on his family, the community,
Pretty evil,
law
bro.
enforcement, first responders and all of the rest of us who have any idea what's going on here is unspeakable. There's been a full admission in this case, Judge. The case is still new. We're still discovering facts. But the evil horror of what we know is impossible to process. In an act of just incomprehensible cruelty, the father stands before you
killed
lined
his,
up the street,
bro, MM off.
and he executed them in his own home with a rifle.
And you wanna cry and shit, you pussy. I'm not talking, bro. This guy's gonna be
Desperation to
pissed.
save her children, the mother at some point grabbed the gun the father was wielding to attempt to protect them. We know that one of the boys was able to flee into a field near the home. And again, we know from his admission, the father hunted that boy down, drug him back to the property, and executed him in front of witnesses.
Okay.
The mother was shot through the hand.
You even shot the mom as well. What a bastard. Oh my days, this guy's a
Judge, I
bastard.
asked the court in setting this bond
Bro, trying to M off everyone, fam. What the fuck?
to imagine their fear.
Bro, what's...
This was the man that every day they woke up looking to for protection, love, guidance in all things.
Bro, you were children.
They trust more
You
than
were
anyone.
children. Ah, God will punish you. Ah, you're dying. Ah, I don't want to talk. You're dead. Oh, my days.
He was their world. He was their guardian.
Your own children. For what? What do you gain from killing them? What do you actually gain? What do you gain?
That same admission, Judge,
I don't get
he
it.
committed
What does killing people bring you? I don't get it.
monstrous, craven, cowardly acts that will ever be on this
Even school shooters, what do you guys gain from that? Like, what, you want to get your name on the fucking news for being a... I don't get this shit, man. I just don't get why you guys go around killing people. What's the point of this? Like, why? Why? I would never understand it. Killing children. Children, bro. What? It's just dumb, man. I don't get it, man. No, you want to cry? Cry, you bastard. You'll be crying in themselves when you're in that shower, bent over. I'm pissed off. Your fake tears, bro. You want to cry when you're shooting your fucking children, you prick.
For the court to understand,
Dickhead.
Sherman County deputies, Monroe Township Fire and EMS, and other first responders bravely respond to the scene where they don't know what's going on. They did not know what they're facing, and they come into a scene that no one can ever be prepared for. No law enforcement training, no training of any kind prepares you for this. It's easy to forget.
No, man. Give that guy the death penalty, bro.
Children.
I don't want to listen to this bit, man. Just give this guy the death penalty, bro. Give this guy the death penalty.
The person we return discouraging is great. That poses a greater threat. Or hopefully
Are they gonna give him the death penalty?
we will ever see. When this case gets indicted in the court of common pleas, I am certain that a no bond hearing will be held.
New bond? Why are you giving him bond?
That would be granted. But at this point, at this juncture, we're going to ask this court to issue a bond we've never asked for before.
Why is there a bond?
Ask for a bond of $20 million.
Should be more than 20 mil. Should be 150 mil. Let's see if someone can pay that shit. No one want him fucking released, prick.
Date for the preliminary hearing, Judge, is 6/26.
Give that nigga the death penalty, bro. Give him the death penalty. I don't know why you're even interviewing him.
Preliminary hearing will be set for June 26th at 1 p.m.
What's the need to take him to court? He's guilty.
At this point in time, bond's going to
Kill
be
him.
set in the amount of $20 million
Death
cash for
penalty.
surety. Anything else at this time, Mr. Gast?
No, Judge.
Get him out of here, man. What you? Shut up! Why are you even talking?
Thank you.
Get out! You waste, man. Your face.
All rise.
Talk about it. What are you even saying? You waste, man. Good. God did. Good. Waste, man. Killed kids. Killed kids for what? Waste, man. Get out of here, man. Deserve everything that's coming to you, prick.